Good morning. It's another episode of Cooking with Chef Desmonet. I say good morning because it's Sunday and we usually have dinner around 1 or 2. So whatever we're cooking, it needs to be cooked in advance so that we can have it for dinner. Today we're making a loaded lasagna, so let's get started. Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to make, can you guess what? Lasagna. Yes. Now, lasagna noodles are not photoed or video here. They don't need to be. You get the deal. We're about to make this bomb lasagna. Now, I have Swaggerty's mild sausage. Yes, they're in the casing, but we're going to take them out the casing. People tend to charge you more if you get it ground. You can grind it yourself in a food processor or with a really good knife. And then we're going to start on our ground beef, which is 73% lean, 27% fat. We're going to get that started, then we're going to add our onions and our garlic and seasonings. Now, for those of you that have them with the casing on them, you're going to take your knife and glide it up under that casing, and you can literally just peel it. Peel the sausage out of the casing, okay? And then you can dice it up. See, it's going to come out little by little, or you can sometimes get it out all the way. So that casing will come off. You want to do that to all 5 sausages because we need them. So this is the casing. It's off. I'm going to put that away. This is the sausage, and we're going to dice it up because, again, it goes into our pot. So, and then it will grind and ground up in that pot with the heat. But this just helps a little bit more, okay? So, you want to do that to all 5 sausages. Place them in the bowl. I chop them twice, long-wise and short-wise. And then, in a little bit, we'll be getting ready to get our pan hot to get started with our meats, okay? So, this is how it looks. See, ground up, out of the casing. Less work, less money for those that don't want to buy it ground up already, okay? Okay, so I have chopped up all of the Italian sausage. What we're gonna work on next is the onions. Now, let's look at this. Okay, cool? All right, so I've already been chopping on this onion a little bit. I want to go through. This keeps you from all of those tears you might get. Go the opposite way. Same lines. Okay. And you are going to literally put it upright like this. Chop it down. Boom. Got your diced onions. Okay? Do it again. All right, cool. So we're at that point where onion is basically done with all those slits you put in there. If you want to chop it again, you can. You don't really need to. And now we're going to work on the garlic. So this is what we have for our onions. We're gonna work on the garlic next, and then we're gonna start on the red peppers and the green peppers, okay? Now, I have 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to mince those and put them in one of our containers, okay? So that's what we're gonna do now. So here we go. Now, if you want to do 2 at a time, you can. Like I do, just makes it easier for me. Because either way, you're going to go back through and cut them some more. Now, while I'm doing this, I have a pot, stock pot of water going for our noodles. And I'll show you that in just a few. Okay. Again, like I said, you're going back through. You're mincing this garlic. You're actually gonna put this in last because it's the quickest to burn in the pot. Okay. Now, if you want it more mixed than this, which I like, you can do so. All right, cool. So that is mixed. I'm gonna put in this container. Take sides of this knife. And we're gonna put these in here. And I'm going to show you the stock pot. This is the stock pot we have. It's halfway full. This is for our noodles. It has a little bit of sea salt in it so that we can make sure the noodles don't stick. We're going to add a little bit of butter to it as well. But right now, we're going to work on, I got a quarter of red onions and I have green onions as well. I'm not going to chop the green onions for you guys because it's the same thing here. So, got this red onion and I'm going to slice it long ways first. Twist it and you're going to, boom, slice it short ways as well. Make sure you have a good knife for this because if not, your onions will be sticking. Okay, cool. Got it? Good. Now I'm going to go back through here just one more time. Okay, good. Got it? My family doesn't really like peppers, so small amount of peppers. Peppers are really for me, but they add such a great flavor. I refuse to not have them in the lasagna. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're going to turn this pot right here, this is where our ground beef will go, up to a medium-high heat. Because we're going to start with our onions, then our peppers, then our sausage, then our ground beef, then our garlic. Season, drain, good to go, okay? While we're doing that as well, we're also going to add the lasagna to the pot to make sure that they are cooked al dente because we're also going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes, okay? Good. Okay, so my stock pan is starting to smoke, so that means we need to go ahead and add our onions. Okay. And we're going to add our peppers. We're going to add our green onions and tomatoes. Like this, okay? Okay. Now these are diced tomatoes, green peppers, chili powder. Now if you don't feel like doing that part, you can always get Rotel Original. Same thing, okay? I'm going to mix it together and let these onions become translucent, okay? Now, here's where you can turn it up for just a bit to high heat. Okay, we're gonna let that go for just a minute, and then we're gonna start adding seasoning in just a few. Okay. Now, I have Mueller's lasagna. I don't like to use the ready for oven lasagna noodles. They just don't work for me. I just don't like them. So I have half a pack here because I've used them before. place the meat here because you don't want them to burn. Again, we're cooking these al dente. And we're going to use some more because I'd rather, sometimes the lasagna noodles tear. So you'd rather have more than what you need. We're putting this lasagna in a 10-inch by 2-inch square pan and go from there, okay? Now, you can hear everything going. These tomatoes and these onions got the house smelling so good, okay? Again, you want these to cook translucent, maybe about a cool 5 minutes on high. We're gonna turn it down to a medium-high heat. And that's when we're gonna start adding our meat, the ground beef and the sausage. And then we're going to let that go until it's fully brown, both the sausage and the ground beef. We're going to let these go until the lasagna noodles start to go until they start to get a little bit limpy. It means they're flexible, they're not hard. Butter's already in here. If you can see these tomatoes, hold on. There you go. Those are the tomatoes. They're going full force right now. Again, what we are waiting on is the onions to get translucent, so then we can start adding the meat. All right. So, a couple more minutes. We're gonna add the meat. Okay. Okay. Our onions are translucent, so we're gonna start adding this 3 pounds of ground beef. All right. We're also going to go ahead and add our sausage. This is when we turn the heat up to a medium-high heat. Well, excuse me, high heat. Stir it around. Let it go the way it needs to go. Again, you're going to mix this when you finish. You can hear it searing here in the background. You want to mix continuously as this goes, okay? Now, right now I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. We'll season it a little bit more as time goes on, and I'm going to add our garlic as well. Again, just 4 cloves of garlic, minced. You can also get the mince in a jar, whatever works best for you. You hear that? It means the pot is working the way I need it to work. because it's browning that meat. I'll bring you guys over so you can see. Okay. Also, our noodles are almost done. Sorry. Our noodles are almost done, so we're getting ready to take those out as well. Okay. They are to the point of, they're getting to that point of being flimsy. See that? Flimsy. We're just waiting for this top part to meet this bottom part, okay? So you just stir that around a little bit. Get it all in the water. This needs maybe about 3 more minutes, and we're gonna take this out, drain it, and let it cool, okay? And then, while the rest of the meat is browning, we're gonna get ready to add our sauce, and then we're going to start to layer, all right? I'm gonna also show you what we do with our ricotta cheese, which holds the lasagna together so great, all right? All right, so we're back. The noodles have been drained. I put them in this pot, ran them over cold water to stop the cooking process, and it also helps you separate the noodles. The ground beef sausage mixture is going here. What we're going to do now is, I went into the fridge and I was like, mushrooms. We have this maitake mushroom. We're going to cut up and put it in here because they're going to cook fast. And add another level of flavor. I got this from my local Asian market. Like this, they're really pretty. And easy to slice up, they don't take long to cook. So it's not like it adds an extra amount of this long time to your cooking process if you're doing this. You can add regular mushrooms as well. I cut out the back just now. This is the back. Cut out the back, put it to the side, and literally just go through and get it together here, okay? And then you're gonna turn it to the side. And cut these up, dice them as best as you can, because they'll cook not only in the meat sauce, but in the oven too. And right now is when you want to preheat your oven to 350 and make sure you have some Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil, whatever you're going to cover your pan with, okay? So I'm going to add these to the pot, and I'm going to mix them well to make sure that they are cooking thoroughly. Okay. And now we're going to start on our ricotta cheese. So, like I said, I'm going to mix these together. We have this on a low medium heat right now. And we added 45 ounces of sauce, or 5.5 cups of your favorite spaghetti sauce to this, okay? So, again, this is mixed well together. And to make sure that it's cooking properly, and I changed to this spoon because it helps transfer everything into the pot. And now we're going to start on our ricotta cheese. All right, so what I've done is I've taken 24 ounces of ricotta cheese, 1 egg. Also 24 ounces is 3 cups, just in case you have a bigger container of ricotta cheese. I'm going to mix this together. And this is also going into the meat. Okay. I'll show you. Also going into the meat. Now you don't have to season this because we already seasoned the meat with our favorite seasoned salt, half a cup, basil, parsley, black pepper, and a little paprika, okay? Now, this is all mixed together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour this into our meat mixture, okay? I'm gonna bring you over here. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this in and we're gonna mix it. And we're actually gonna turn this off because we're gonna get ready to layer our lasagna. Okay. Now mix this in, kind of fold this in. Excuse me. Again, just folding this in. I had turned the heat off. Just want to make sure that it's mixed well together. This is why I have such a big spoon. Bring it from the bottom and to the top, okay? She's overflowing a little bit because she is full, as you can see. So, this is mixed well together. I'll clean this out of this pot really quickly. Gonna bring our pan over and our noodles and get ready to layer. Okay. All right. Now, let's go to the sink. Now we have our pan that we're going to use. Excuse me. Have our pan that we're going to use. Okay, phone doesn't want to go into the socket. Okay, there we go. Again, this is a 10 by 2 inch pan, okay? Square pan. Now, you first want to layer in your sauce first. Layer in your sauce first into this so that it helps the noodles to not be dry. I'm gonna bring this over. Okay, you want to spread this out. About your pan, okay? Now remember, this will cook down in the oven. Alright. So, boom. Noodles fit perfectly. Love it. If they're broken a little bit, that's fine. Just fix them in the pot, in the pan that you're using. And they will overlap towards the end. And we're going to put some more sauce, and then we're going to start putting our cheese. Take it all the way to the edge. You want to make sure you cover those noodles. All right. So I have the Philadelphia Kraft creamy melt. Now I like mine cheesy, so I do not go sparingly on the cheese. Each bag is 8 ounces, excuse me. I have a different creamy milk, which is the Mexican. Then we're going to go in with noodles. And I'm actually going to make 2 pans with this because it's a lot more. But the second pan will be smaller, way smaller than this one. Okay. Now, if you want to go in with cheese on every layer, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. Again. This will cook down. So don't be afraid if it kind of gets to the tippy top, because then we're also going to put aluminum foil on it, and that will help with it as well, keeping it under wraps. Again, cover all your noodles. Just going through. Tuck those noodles in if they're overlapping over the top, right here with your spoon. Then, all right, cover it. Get this little piece right here. Okay, cool. Now, more cheese. Again, this is the creamy Mexican that I'm using right now. Okay, another of our creamy melt Philadelphia. Again, you don't have to use this much cheese, but I like my lasagna cheesy, therefore this is why I do what I do. Okay, then get this out of the way. Last layer of noodles. Boom. All right, guys, we covered that with aluminum foil and into your 350-degree oven. 25 minutes covered, 20 minutes not covered. Let it stand 10 minutes before you slice. Okay, now we're about to work on this garlic bread. So I have made this garlic butter. 6 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of butter, and a teaspoon of unfiltered extra virgin olive oil from Carapelli. So this is how it looks in my food processor. And this is going on our bread. This is how we're gonna make garlic bread. I'm gonna stir in a little bit of basil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper before we put it on our bread, okay? So this is what the garlic butter looks like after I have put the basil, parsley, salt, pepper in there. And this is what we're going to spread. It looks pretty, doesn't it? And it smells amazing in here, actually. The garlic is really coming through. When your lasagna is almost done, then put this bread into the oven, 5 to 7 minutes, okay? Cool. Okay, so we have taken our lasagna out of the oven again. 25 minutes covered, 20 minutes uncovered. Cool. Y'all want to see? Look at her. We're going to let her rest for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to cut her, okay? So, see you in just a little bit.
A half hour later, she's abruptly awoken, deafened by the sound and smelling gunpowder.